Welcome to Sharper Square, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We are part of the Volume Podcast Network. This is the show that makes the squares sharper and makes the wise guys pay attention. I am Chad Millman. I am joined, as always, by my BFF, my co-host, my companion, my compadre, professional bettor, Simon Hunter. Hello, Simon.
Chad, another 3-2 week. We can't help ourselves.
Dude, listen, I got to tell you something. I'm in Vegas, so if it's not like sounding or looking exactly as it normally does, that is why. I think it's special to go 3-2, Simon. I think any week that we're not underwater is a winning week by definition. I know people would like to go 4-1. I know people would like to go 5-0. We grind it out. We want to win every week. We want to win over the long haul. This week, the Rams won with us. The Bills won with us. The Vikings won with us, even though I was sure we had missed our window by not putting in the Commanders and not putting in the Saints. It all worked out. We lost with the Chiefs and the Packers, who also coincidentally lost their best players on offense and defense in Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons. We're going to get into that. For the year, 42-33 for our 5 best picks through 15 weeks. This is our Tuesday show. We're going to review the entire slate. Make sure you check out that Sunday AM show if you want the games that will be in our official favorite Final 5 for the weekend. Don't forget, you can go to Sharper Square on YouTube. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, download it from Spotify Pods, Apple Pods, wherever you get your pods. Here we go. Thursday Night Football, and it's a doozy. The Rams are visiting the Seahawks. Seahawks are 1-point underdogs in this game. I feel like there's a lot of things that are playing to the Rams' disadvantage in this game. It's going to be very rainy. They won't have Devontae Adams. And the entire consensus of the public community is on the Rams because they've been so dominant and because they've dominated Sam Darnold. Are people walking into a trap with the Los Angeles Rams?
They could be, but I'll join them, honestly. The pros have come in. They're with you on the Seahawks. They like the Seahawks, but how does anything about that weather situation help the Seahawks more than the Rams? The Rams actually have a good running game with a really good running back. Seahawks do not have that. They have a lackluster run game, and they're one receiver dominant team. So, yeah, Puka, JSN, they're both top tier. They kind of cancel each other out. But the quarterbacks, one quarterback's been slipping these last couple of weeks, and that's Sam Darnold. Well, one other quarterback has kept on ascending. So the Rams are due for a letdown. So, yeah, I guess you and the pros are, right to take a position on Seattle. And I'll just be patient. I mean, there's a couple of books here already at a pick. So, it's going the Seahawks way. If you do like the Seahawks, I would go grab the 1.5 if that's the side you want to be on. But I think this is going to be a nice spot for this Rams team. And I just might be too in love with them. Because last week, honestly, I know you said you weren't worried about it. I had to wait. That's probably my last big regular season bet of the season, that Rams side. And I literally had the line at 8.5. And it did not look that entire game like they deserved to be an 8.5 favorite. So I really think I got away with it. Even though they were up, 14 points with not that much to go in the fourth quarter, that it's just I thought I probably have too high of expectations right now for this Rams team. I just think they're the clear class and above everyone else in the NFC. So I'm still going to power rate them as the better team here with the Seahawks. And I just do not trust the Seahawks team right now. It's really Sam Darnold. It's just something that's a little bit off about him. So a good bounce back spot for him. He should be able to play well here against a Rams secondary that does play a lot of zone. He does beat it usually, but I can't get there. So if it is bad weather, like you said, I probably won't put as much into this Rams side, but I do trust this runs game. At the end of the day, I trust their run game more than I trust the Seahawks run game.
Well, look, the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, the Rams have been his kryptonite the past couple of games, right? Look back at the Vikings playoff game last year. Look back at the first game between the Rams and the Seahawks this year. No matter what defense they've been playing, they've figured out something with Sam Darnold. By the way, I haven't bet the game. I'm just looking at this from all right, what measure would the public be on, and do I want to be fading that? I don't have a strong opinion on this game.
No, it's professional money. It's early pro, you're on the right read where the early pros are taking that side. So I know I'm very Joe Public here. I just, like I said, I think I'm too in love with this Rams team because they just won me a ton of money. And it's just like I think they're so good right now. So it's tough for me on this one.
All right, listen, we know it's the holiday season because we got two burner of Saturday games. And I mean that for both of them. We got the Eagles and the Commanders are 6.5-point underdogs at home. And it's an interesting spot, I think, if you're the Eagles, because everyone thinks they got right. Everyone looks at what they did against the Raiders. They finally had a complete game. They dominated a team that didn't score and had 75 yards and total offense. They scored a lot of points. Everyone is happy. All is well in Philadelphia right now. And meanwhile, the Commanders, they got right off of their blowout loss to the Vikings. They beat the Giants on the road. They've clearly been inspired by what happened to Patrick Mahomes because they are sitting Jaden Daniels for the rest of the year. So we know it'll be Marcus Mariota. 6.5-point underdogs. Very tricky spot. I think it's a nice primer for what will be the next game as a full afternoon, evening, Saturday watch. No opinion on this game right now.
I do, unfortunately. I'm probably going to end up being on Washington, but yeah, they did what I thought they were going to do. We talked, a couple of weeks ago where it's like I told you, a bunch of people in the front office were like, dude, we do not want Daniels playing anymore. It's a lost season. We don't want him to get hurt and have lingering effects the rest of his career. And sure enough, he came back because he's a competitor and he got hurt again. And it's the right decision. There's just, what are you doing? So for me, Mariota as well, he's been playing better than Daniels was when Daniels did come back. So I'm going to take it. I'm not buying it with the Eagles yet. And this is another great spot for them. This is a horrible defense in Washington, and Hurts should play really well against them. It's just, if this is what I think they are, which is a Super Bowl contending team, this Philadelphia team, they should dominate and blow this team out just like they did the Raiders. They're just so much better than them across the board. And, defensively, there are things they can take advantage of, Washington with Mariota. But, yeah, this is just really a fade on. I'm just not buying yet what the Eagles are putting out there. And this is a good spot for them. So, the public, everybody's going to be hammering this team. Like you said, it's a Saturday standalone game. I'm not going to invest too much in the Commanders. They got away with what it felt like last week, where every little bounce felt like was going their way, where we've seen it. This Philly team, it's crazy to look at the future market. They're the exact same number as they were last year heading into the playoffs. They're 10-1 right now, Super Bowl odds. So it's kind of funky where the books are kind of telling you they're not as bad maybe as I'm perceiving, as the public's perceiving them. So, not shocked to see the public coming in on them here. And this number is 6.5 a couple books. So if you want the Commanders, go grab it. If you like the Eagles, you might be able to get 5.5. I just think the pros are going to hit this Commanders side. It's exactly what I think. It's like, even if Hurts is figuring it out and much better, there's an avenue for this Commanders team to score points, right? Mariota, a mobile quarterback that tends to give the Eagles problems. So it's a really fun matchup. But like I said, another game where I'm like you. I'm happy to pass on it.
I don't want to pass on the next one. Green Bay Packers, Saturday night, visiting the Chicago Bears. Dude, what a difference 2 weeks makes. When this line opened Sunday night, it was Packers 2.5. You and I both were confused by the number. We both bet into the Bears at plus 2.5. It has now moved to 1.5. I'm surprised that immediately on Sunday, following the Micah Parsons injury and the Christian Watson injury, it hadn't moved the way that it did, the way that it has since then. Yeah. Meanwhile, this was a game 2 weeks ago, by the time it's played, in Green Bay. The Bears dominated in the second half, completely dominated this excellent defense with their running game. And if you look back at the throw that Caleb Williams had intercepted in the end zone by Nixon, in which he was trying to get, I think it was to Cole Kmet in the corner of the end zone to tie the game. If he had thrown that ball a step earlier, the tight end is wide open in the back of the end zone. It was the right call. He didn't execute on the play. This Bears team might have gone on to win that game. So now you've got a team that built off that momentum, played perfectly against a terrible team in the Browns, but played perfectly in cold weather. So I'm looking at this and thinking, why don't I just love the Bears even more here? But I also might just love the Bears. I will say this. it was loud at Soldier Field this past weekend, but I also know that tickets were still pretty cheap. Like there were diehards who were giving up their tickets to that game because it was too cold. I don't want to see that this weekend. I want people who have their tickets going in, and if they are reselling those tickets, I want those tickets going for 4 figures. Chicago's got to show out for this game.
It's fair of Bears fans to be a little weary of your team, though, Chad. I'll give them that. So
weary.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with this one, buddy. I'm a little worried that your sentiment is what the general public sentiment is. Everyone is kind of loving this opportunity.
I know it's too much. It's too much. It's like with Micah Parsons out and Christian Watson out, everyone and the way they performed in the second half of the Broncos game, everyone is writing them off, saying it's over, and that just feels like too much of an overcorrection.
Yeah, and it's LaFleur off a bad loss. It's just. I was there with you on the Bears, and it really was about the number, though. I just thought 2.5, 3, which was what it opened at, was too much. But I have a pretty good hunch here. I'm going to be investing into this Green Bay side, and it's really about the number. It's not that I don't think the Bears are as good as this Packers team, especially with all the injuries that this Packers team's had. I think the Bears are pretty much equals for them. So this number does feel fair. It's just about the quarterback matchup where Caleb's going to have to make plays and throws in this game. And that's the exact same thing I said about the last time they matched up. And that was why I took my position on the Packers. And it literally played out the exact way I thought, and the sports book. That number held at 6.5 all week on the Packers last time they played. It landed right on 7. It's another one I feel like it's going to be a sharp line. So if you do like the Bears, like me and Chad did, I think Chad still does. The +1.5s, I do think they might disappear because I think professionals and the public might come in on this Bears side just because it's all a negative. They just all the injuries they've sustained. It's just, can they overcome it? I hope I flip maybe by Thursday to this Bears side. We sit here right now. I am leaning towards this Packers side in this matchup.
Look, maybe the professionals and the public will keep coming in, and the number goes from 1.5 to 1 to pick. And then all of a sudden, playing the Packers on the other side is a little bit more interesting.
Honestly, I think if I didn't bet the Bears on Sunday night, we'd be way more into betting Green Bay right now. I'm just holding out hope I can find something to keep me on the Bears side. But I just feel like I know in my heart of heart, and I think you know too, this is the exact time to jump off this Bears team.
Oh, this is 100% the game where the Bears break all of our hearts.
Yeah.
I have zero expectations of anything otherwise. Last weekend, as a sports fan, I had the Bears crush the Browns. I had Fernando Mendoza win the Heisman. And on Saturday night, after he won the Heisman, I watched Maryland compete with Michigan. You know, I'm a huge Maryland fan now because my kid's going there. And this was his first college basketball game. And he's sitting in the section that they call the wall. And the announcers are talking about how amazing it is. And all you want for your kid when they go to a school like that and they love sports the way my kid does is to have that in-stadium student experience. And I've been to the games at Maryland. It's great, especially when you're in that section and they roll down the Maryland flag and you're underneath it and it's rippling and it's like a, European soccer game. I had 24 hours of great experiences. I am expecting to be devastated by Saturday night. I'm just saying. I don't expect the Bears to win this game.
And if your kid wants to see some good Maryland basketball, he needs a time machine and go back to 2002 or 2004. We'll
get there.
For Maryland basketball.
No.
Yeah.
Buzz Williams is a brilliant coach, and they've got some great recruits coming in. And
is that where he's at now?
Yeah, he's a great coach. Don't denigrate.
I'm a Duke fan. What do you want from me, Chad?
Oh, jeez.
I think I'm gonna let you speak poetically about Maryland basketball. Get the hell out of here.
Douche University. You're a big Douche University fan. That's
huge douche.
Disappointing. Kansas City. Now we're moving on to Sunday. Kansas City at Tennessee. Tennessee is now a 3.5-point favorite. Let me ask you this question: how much do you have Patrick Mahomes as being worth against the point spread in your model?
It's like 10 points.
So this game only moved 7. It was 11.5 before Patrick Mahomes was injured, and it went down to 4.5. And the pros have bet into Tennessee. Last weekend, you tried to get me to get on Tennessee, and in classic Tennessee Titans fashion, they actually backdoored and covered with about 4 minutes left. And then the Niners said, no, 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 no. And then they kicked a field goal with a little bit of time left to actually cover the 12.5-point spread.
Right. It all depends on the number you had, because there's obviously 13.5s, but yeah, that was crazy sharp by Vegas.
That was crazy. So it's 3.5. You had it at 10, which means you would price this at about 1.5. I would not be uncomfortable betting into the Titans here. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'll avoid it like the plague. Like, we just lost the GOAT. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't know if I want to be involved in the game without Mahomes. It's just, I don't want to have to watch it. It's too painful, honestly. I still can't believe he's out. It's surreal.
It's surreal.
Especially as, like, I know Matt Mitchell's not going to dance on his grave, but if I'm an AFC fan, it's like, oh my God, he's gone. I can't believe it. I really can't. So I don't know what to do with this one. Minshew, obviously. This number with Minshew should be probably closer to a pick, if we're being totally honest. I mean, Kansas City's terrible, but their defense is so good. Even when they've been bad this year, their defense honestly has been pretty good. Like, they gave up 1 touchdown that game last week against the Chargers, and it was before, halftime with 42 seconds to go. It's like, you don't expect that of them, but still, they only gave up 1 touchdown. They couldn't win that game. So can Minshew come in and be better than Mahomes with that offensive line in shambles? It's hard for me to trust it, Chad. So yeah, I'll take a position maybe on the under or something like that, but picking a side in this game, I'm happy to avoid it.
By Sunday, we're going to be wanting the Titans. I'm not saying we're putting in the contest.
I just don't want, because the Titans, you could have got 4.5. Like, we already did a show Sunday night, and that's where the pros hit. And like you said, they're hitting the 3.5 too, but that's definitely the sharp side. Am I really betting on Minshew or Cam Ward here? Can I just avoid this one?
We're not going to be able to avoid J.J. McCarthy as a road favorite against the reeling New York Giants. I mean, look, J.J., all props for the win against the Commanders, all props for the win against the gritty win, double entendre. The gritty win against the Dallas Cowboys. And thank you, JJ, because we needed it to go 3-2 in the contest. On principle, we cannot bet JJ McCarthy as a road favorite after 2 good games. We just can't.
And I just, again, love crazy Homer fans where Vikings fans are just nonstop posting his stats and his QBR and everything like that from these last 2 weeks, because those are the things you look for when you have a young quarterback. It's like, you got to take the good where you can. And yeah, JJ last 2 weeks, he looks like a totally different quarterback. He has been really good, and I think the general public thinks he'll keep it continuing here. They are hammering this Minnesota side, and yeah, Simon says, give me the Giants +3.
I want to play a game, Simon says.
It's unique. It's a unique spot for what I think is a Giants team that, as bad as luck as they had with Dart and some of the stuff he's done, right? Like, they've had a couple games where he feel like he's the opportunity to cover for them, and the team, for between special teams or defense, one aspect of the team hasn't showed up. This feels like the last gasp for this Giants team at home, and it feels like a total letdown spot for this Minnesota team that's coming off a really emotional Sunday night win. Now, once again, on the road. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. So, yeah, this is, I think we both were joking about before coming on. I can't believe he's a favorite, let alone a huge favorite on the road here. So, it's
stunning.
Yeah, it's a crazy run. Minnesota, they basically played Washington, dominated them, and then just played Dallas. And they didn't dominate them, but they beat them up pretty good. Now playing this Giants team, just a total run through the NFC. So, we'll see. We'll see if the Giants can hold up here. I just think it's about the number. This number's probably closer to a pick. It's as bad as people think the Giants team are. They're not that much different than Minnesota right now, honestly, model-wise. It's just the quarterback play is different, where JJ's been really good these last 2 weeks, and Dart, he's not done his job, let's be honest, these last couple of weeks. And, it was a tough spot against Detroit, a tough spot against New England, but that Washington game, I don't know how much blame I'm going to put on him when the defense gave up a ton of points, but he had a bunch of plays he missed. So I like Dart to bounce back here, and it's a total reaction. I can't believe the public is hammering, like you said, JJ on the road as a favorite, and now 3 points. So unique spot here to get the Giants at a dog.
Let's do that's our Simon Says, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We are on the New York Football Giants +3 against the Minnesota Vikings. All right, quick word from our sponsor at Hard Rock Bet. Today's show is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. You want to know where I bet on sports during the holiday season? It's Hard Rock Bet. Not just because it's the presenting sponsor of our show, but because they make it easy to bet on my favorite teams, players, and leagues in just a few simple taps, especially with their brand new For You page that recommends picks based on my favorite picks and who I like to bet on. I open the app, go to my For You page, find a bet I like, and then bam, my bet is placed just in time for me to get back to wrapping presents and enjoying my favorite holiday movie. Sign up today and bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets, a winning bet, plus an extra $150 to bet with. Now that's spreading holiday cheer. Plus, Hard Rock Bet fills your stockings with new promos daily. So whenever you're listening, just open the app and check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. All right, brother. Tampa Bay is visiting Carolina. On Sunday night, the line was 2.5. We said we were waiting for the line to get to 3 to bet on Carolina. The line has gotten to 3. From everything I'm seeing, the line has moved because of professional money betting on Tampa Bay. Tell me if I'm misreading that, but when I see the number of tickets, the tickets are all on Carolina, and the number is still moved to Tampa Bay, which tells me there's professional money like in the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's same thing we saw though on Thursday night, right? Then Tampa, wherever they opened at, they got hit up to like 5.5 or 6. I think they opened at 3.5 against Atlanta. I got bet way up. So, just it's like the Chiefs scenario. It's like you bet these teams that you think are good playoff caliber teams, and you're saying that the bad luck can't keep going, but maybe they are just bad. So I really can't believe the Bucs blew that game. And yeah, I agree with them. This seems like a bounce back spot, and they have the better team. There's no doubt. Talent across the board, they have better than Carolina, but I just like the way this Carolina team plays. They're just so tough, and I feel like they'll never be out of this one. And especially at +3, that's such a key number. We talk about Panthers as a favorite. It's so easy. Just fade them. Yeah. And as a dog in this spot where they're kind of being counted out, we should back them too. So a game I'm not crazy confident about because it's like, like I said, the Bucs, when I really broke them down, I literally have this at 2. So, I'm taking it with my model that I also like Carolina Panthers, but like when I really break it down, look at this Bucs team, I think my model and the general public is in agreement. That's why they're getting bet them up. With Godwin, Mike Evans back, and Emeka Egbuka, it's like, and Bucky, that offense, once they get it all together, they're going to be a problem for a lot of teams. And the Panthers, we've talked about it, they've had good defensive games, but there are so many ways they can attack them, this Bucs team. So yeah, I'm on the Panthers, but I wish this was 3.5 because that would be an automatic. Here, as we sit here today, Simon says put in the contest we already know kind of play, but it's looking like it's going to go back down to 2.5. Honestly, Chad, we'll see.
We'll see. Look, the thing about the Panthers that we have loved and now has been codified is Bryce Young has the most fourth quarter overtime comeback victories of any quarterback in the NFL since 2023. That's 11. He nearly pulled it off again this past week against the Saints. Didn't get there. But the reason we always like him as an underdog is because Canales says, yes, go in the most insane situations to maximize his opportunity to score points. And Bryce Young, when the game starts breaking down, so good at scrambling out of the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield and being really, really accurate. So I know that the wise guys have come in on Tampa, but to me, this number allows the game to be in play almost the entire time. So I would love it if it got to 3.5. Maybe it will. Maybe by Sunday.
Like Hard Rock, I just looked now. Hard Rock is the only book that's like basically bouncing between 2.5 and 3, and a couple books out there are tinkering, like getting closer to 3.5. So yeah, like you said, you can be patient on that one. We could get there and get a really good number there.
New York Jets at the New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shough moving up the Rookie of the Year charts for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Simon was touting Tyler Shough when he was 200-1. If he wins, Simon might win $1 million on Tyler Shough because he has just enough invested to make this a massive, massive payout. Wow, the Jets are in free fall right now. Aaron Glenn is playing his games where he thinks he's being so clever and he loves to sort of tease the media and say, I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I feel like we're saying that every week. We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for the Jets, Brady Cook or Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields. We do know it's going to be Tyler Shough. We do know it's going to be Tyler Shough, who's so savvy that when he was hit after sliding with 10 seconds left in that game, over-exaggerated how bad the hit was. Immediately the flag came out. They got 15 extra yards. They kicked the game-winning field goal. Good for Tyler Shough, good for being a savvy veteran quarterback because the guy is 87 years old. I think like him and Phillip Rivers might be the oldest quarterbacks in the NFL. But at 4, as a home favorite, where they haven't been playing as well, I don't know. I don't want the Jets, but I certainly don't want the Saints.
Yeah, I'm a little heartbroken, Chad. I thought there was something a little off when I made Shough my hero, and you questioned it a little bit on Sunday night. I was like, oh, my God, did Chad not bet Shough at 200-1? Did you not bet it, Chad?
I didn't bet him.
Oh, my God. Just a gift. And I spent like 5 minutes breaking it down the avenue. He is now 16-1. So
Jesus Christ.
You could have had him at 200-1. He's now 16-1. And I won't lie to people. I did take out an absurd amount of cash out offers because I had to like – I basically did a ton of parlays with that bet. So like Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year, and Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year, and different parlays like that. Where if you bet $100, you're getting back like $50K. It was pretty insane. So there were some really nice cash out offers just because the books are all panicking like that. To move a guy from 201 to 16-1, and like you look at all the other guys ahead of them, they're not doing anything that crazy to make them that big of favorites. So this is the exact time to get off the Shough train and the hype here and fade. I mean, him as a 4-point favorite, I'm shocked you didn't love the Jets, honestly. Like this, it's probably because we don't know who the quarterback is. But
yeah, I in my notes, I love the Jets.
Yeah, I don't care who the quarterback is in the spot. I'm just simply playing the number and how stupid football is. And these are two very bad teams. And yes, the Saints are going the other direction. If one team's going to blow out the other team, it's definitely the Saints blowing out the Jets, no doubt. Like their defense at least can get big time stops. And like we talked about with Shough, he's good using his legs and pushing the ball downfield. We are literally betting an unknown spot with this Jets team. But I mean, huge back-to-back huge divisional wins for the Saints team. Now they're 4-point favorites against the Jets. We have to take it. So like I said, they're 4.5s out there. If you're going to back this Jets team, I think if it is Taylor or Fields, this could get back to 3. So I'll take it now just in case it's one of those guys getting cleared and this line does move a big.
Also, by the way, the Jets fired their defensive coordinator this week, Steve Wilks. And I think the play caller is now going to be the guy who had been their receivers coach on defense. The play caller on defense is now going to be he was some coach on offense is now going to be the play caller on defense. Things are going great in Aaron Glenn's first year. And shame on the Jets who have just not tried in any way to solve the quarterback problem, even a little bit for the first-year head coach. Justin Fields was not the solve at all. Everyone knew that. So it's his 3rd team in God knows how many years. Every Bears fan could have told you. He's just not throwing the ball downfield. Los Angeles Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 1.5-point favorites. We discussed this one Sunday night. Leaning the Chargers. They are still the underdogs. It has come down from 2.5 to 1.5. Doesn't it feel chalky to be on the Chargers here? Like they just ended the Chiefs dynasty. The Cowboys just had an ugly loss at home. The majority of the bets are on the Chargers here. I feel like we never get this Chargers team right. They're like the Titans. We're always off them when we should be on them and on them when we should be off them. If we want to be on them this week, it makes me want to bet the Cowboys.
Yeah, but again, we miss with it. We talked the Chargers. You're supposed to just blindly bet Herbert as a dog, and it's 2 straight weeks he's covered as a dog, and both times we had good reasonings for going against him. And sure, it feels like he got very lucky in the Eagles game and that Chiefs game. once again feel like they got very lucky where you never expect to shut out Mahomes, and especially with that opportunities, that Chargers defense has really stepped up. So this is no different than the Minnesota game, Chad. If you're backing the Chargers, you're really backing them because they actually have a good defense that can get stops. Dallas on the other side, you saw the exact why we didn't want to back them. It's like they just can't get stops. So you're right. This is a Dallas spot. Dallas should cover. The crazy thing is this is super, super professional. Like the pros are hammering Dallas, and the public, like you just said, they're hammering the Chargers. So it's another game where maybe I'll get a better feel of it, try to find out what groups are taking that position here, because this is another game where it's like I can't imagine betting six figures into Dallas or the Chargers right now. So I like this one totally blows my mind. They're professional groups betting heavy into either side right now. And like you said, there's 2.5s popping out there. They've come back down to certain books, but they're still available if you do want the Chargers up plus 2.5. And like you talking a little about the Cowboys, they offensively should match up and play well here against this Chargers team. But I don't know, Chad. You can hear in my voice. I can't get there. This Cowboys team is a favorite against a playoff caliber team that the Chargers are. I mean, they are a playoff team right now. So
totally.
I can't do it.
Can you do Cleveland plus 10 at home against the Buffalo Bills? Because that's all I have to say. There's no questions. We're going to bet the Browns. It doesn't matter. The Bills just came off their game of the year. The Browns just got blown out. If you look at any metrics, like over the history of modeling, it says take the Browns. And then knowing how we feel about the Browns at home with this defense, Cleveland Browns plus 10. Don't even say no. Just say yes.
I would say no because you want to wait and get the 10.5. There's 10.5s popping up out there. So.
As long as you're not saying no, that's crazy, we shouldn't be betting this game at all, I'm fine with it. But we're going to have to bet the Browns.
Again, I could change come Thursday. We sit here on Tuesday, and I'm like, maybe I'm just staring at the numbers too long. I'm just so terrified of betting this Browns team. And but we joked. I feel like such an idiot. How did we not just once again fade them last week? And maybe they've given up, Chad. That's the fear on this Cleveland team, buddy. Like it's just been non-inspirational football these last couple of weeks, and the only one that really cares, it feels like, is Myles Garrett because he's playing for history.
Yeah.
This Josh Allen team, like you said, this is probably the right time to sell on them. And this is a classic game where the Bills lose outright, honestly. When you go back through it, it's like the games they lose are the ones you never see coming. Like that Atlanta game earlier in the year. So
yeah.
Don't know what to do. I feel like we're both in the same spot where this is a dog we are never going to avoid. And 10.5, like I said, there's just tons of 10.5s out there. How can I not grab that for this Browns team? But my God, is it gross.
I just want us to know, I want us to recognize that on Sunday, we need to acknowledge it's a dog we're not going to avoid, which means on Sunday we have to avoid it. Because
can I give you their last 3 games, this Cleveland team, Chad?
Fine.
So that was a crazy win. They went to Vegas. They won 24-10. That was huge. They played the 49ers. They lost 26-8. We gave it wasn't their fault. It was special teams' fault. Then they lost outright to Tennessee, 31-29. This defense got embarrassed defensively against the run. And against the Bears, Caleb Williams wasn't really throwing the ball over the field. They just ran it down their throat. They lost 31-3. So that's what I'm saying. It's just a little scary. I'm not as confident in the Browns team. Like I should be, because like you said, this is a huge number. This is a great spot to fade this Bills team. It's like, my God, if you just give up a little bit defensively, it's totally over. And that's what it looks like for this Browns team. Like they just cannot stop the run right now. And the Bills, what are they? The number 2, number 3 best running football team in football. So it's a little scary.
All right, good. You just talked us out of it. We don't have to put it in the final 5 on Sunday.
Thank God.
Because we locked in today and then we talked ourselves out of it. Good for us. See how much we're learning after 15 weeks of the NFL season?
I just need 1 5-0 week. I mean, we've been very lucky. I think we've had 4 losing weeks out of 15. But
yeah,
just give us 1 5-0 week. Get us up to 60% because I think we're at 57% or 58% for the season. So 5-0 week, just get us to 60%. I love when we're at 60%.
You know what I don't love? Cincinnati at Miami. With Miami at Hard Rock is a 1-point favorite. Most places they're a 1.5-point dog. That is reflective of Hard Rock being in Florida and knowing how to shade the line. Two teams that just got blown out look terrible, playing in a game against each other in which no one is a clear favorite and there's no significant edge, I don't want to talk about this game. I don't want to watch
it's our
this game.
favorite stat. You just said it. Cincinnati got shut out. They scored 0 points. We have to bet Cincy.
Yeah, look, that stat is now 6-0, I think, this
6-0
season against the spread.
season, yeah, and I think it's like 32 or 33 and 17 since 2020, something crazy like that. So it's just a weird thing where I think Cincy got shut out. The Cleveland almost fit it. I think Cleveland clicked a field goal. They could have been that number, but they didn't get there. And I am shocked that we can get Cincy +1. So we already talked about it. Like this week, it's been interesting to see what the pros are doing. The pros are hammering this Miami team, and I'm kind of inclined to want to back Joe Burrow after that embarrassing loss more than Tua. Like, not that I want to punch you while you're down, Chad, but how do we talk ourselves out of that fading Tua? I can't believe it. As soon as that game started, I know you saw that pick. You're just like, my God, Tua in the elements.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, thank God we had the Pittsburgh on our favorite money line round robin. It's just Tua outdoors in the cold. It's just every time someone talks themselves into it, you must kill yourself. So
it's kind of remarkable.
It's crazy. It's just so yeah. It's Tua at home against a bad team, right? You're supposed to back Tua here, so I get where the pros are coming. I guess I'll just be patient, and I have to grab the Bengals now just because they're +1 at Hard Rock. But every other, like Chet said, every other book they're still favorites, Cincy. So I'm not going to tell you go grab Cincy here, but I am. People can tell I'm kind of interested in taking Joe Burrow after an embarrassing loss and just what I think is the worst game he's ever played in his career. Like I don't remember another time he's got shut out. So yeah, this game maybe I should just take the over, but I have to give a side and I'll just take Joe Burrow.
Joe cool.
Joe going to miss the playoff 3 years in a row. Cool.
Joe, who's suffered toe injuries, knee injuries, wrist injuries. The poor guy. Like, he's just down. He's Joe sad. But Tua's not sad. Tua's like, he's kind of like, you call me a Scientologist. Tua is bordering on Scientology-like mantras with his ability to stay positive. I don't know what they're going to do with that train wreck of a franchise now. Atlanta,
if you're getting paid $50 million and to live in Miami and be terrible at football, he's laughing all the way to the bank, baby. He was on the sideline down by 21 laughing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get paid $50 million. I live in Connecticut to talk about football, and and I can't get down. If I'm Tua and I get to live in Miami and make $50 million, even better.
Yeah.
Atlanta at Arizona. Arizona's a 2.5-point dog. Boy, only on this show would anybody be talking about Arizona as a 2.5-point underdog in this game. Drake London may be back. I was leaning Arizona. Then I saw the Drake London news. I'm sideways on this game at this point. Like, I can't bet Kirk Cousins again just because they had a flukish win at the end of that game, and now he's going to be on the road at 2.5 against an Arizona team that, look, they were playing close games, and now they're just getting blown out. So I do have one interesting stat for you. Caleb Williams just set the record for fewest interceptions in his first 1,000 pass attempts. Do you know whose record he broke?
Yeah, two terrible quarterbacks. Got to be Minshew and Brissett.
It's definitely Brissett. I don't know about Minshew, but he broke.
Yeah, Minshew was the other guy.
That's amazing.
It's a good group to be in.
I don't want us to get caught into automatically betting Brissett because we liked what he was doing earlier in the year when he was keeping these teams close, and he was just a better option for the Cardinals than Kyler Murray was. And now all of a sudden they're getting blown out again. And we think he's a competent quarterback, but the rest of this team is trash. So, like, I kind of want to bet Arizona, but I don't really want to do anything with this game.
Yeah, it's like we keep talking about the end of the year. This is tricky. We are trying to bet into these bad teams, and it's like you don't know who's totally officially quit. And
yeah, exactly.
Arizona, they have quit in many ways. They started the year 2-0, and they beat Dallas, whatever that was, in early November. That's it. They've had 3 wins this year, and they've just, let's look at it right now. They've lost 6 straight. So it's just it's hard to back them. But like you said, it's really just about playing the number. I have this, even with the Drake London news, I'm probably only going to move it 0.5 point. So I did have it a pick. Maybe I'll have him at -1 now for this Falcons team. But This is insane. These are two just terrible teams. Falcons, like you just said, they might have just won their Super Bowl. What's working for them is Kirk. He's playing for next year in his new job, and the Cardinals have zero pass rush. That's going to give him problems. Like that's Kirk's, biggest weakness. Obviously, is moving him off his spot. He's just terrible being off his spot now because he's zero mobility. But can Arizona really take advantage of that? I don't know, but I just have to play the number, and it's like they're just so due for a stupid win. You let alone a cover like this, and I don't know who's back in Arizona. It feels like everyone's going to be back in this Atlanta team. So another game where I can be patient. Like you can grab the 2.5 if you want, but I think you're going to get 3.5s as the week goes along here. And if Drake London is cleared, I definitely think you're going to get 3.5. I just think public will come in on Atlanta here. So be patient if you do like Cardinals side.
Pittsburgh and Detroit. Detroit is now a 7-point favorite. I got to tell you, this line feels like a 2024 line, not a 2025 line. Doesn't it? Like, shouldn't it be closer to 5 instead of 7?
Yeah, I just honestly was mad because I wanted to back the lines. I was like, all right, great. Green Bay won big. Maybe we'll get a 3.5 type of line. We can come in on the Lions here. But like you just said, this is so inflated. And yes, the Steelers are terrible. Lions should move the ball on them as much as they want. This is indoors. Nothing that can help the Steelers team defensively. This is going to be a track meet. But watching Rodgers and stuff he can do and manipulate secondaries like you saw against Miami, if he keeps playing the way he's been playing, shouldn't the Steelers keep this close? Like they do have a passing offense. They do have an offense that can move the ball and can attack you in different ways. And we've talked about this. Lions secondary is just so banged up and bad.
Yeah.
They should be able to get whatever they want with a veteran like Rodgers. So it's a weird one. Like I said, I wanted to be on Detroit. This is like a must-win, more desperate spot for them. But at +7, which is basically every book other than Hard Rock right now on Pittsburgh, I guess I'm going to take it. But it's another game I'm sitting here on Tuesday I don't feel great about because it's like I wanted to be on the lines, but the number just feels too inflated. Yeah, too inflated. So I'll take it with Rodgers in the 7.
Also, look, historically, if you want to bet Mike Tomlin, how about betting him as an underdog in a rah-rah Tomlin spot on the road? Like we've said this year, we made the mistake of not backing Tomlin in a rah-rah Mike Tomlin spot in the division. Rah-rah Mike Tomlin spot as a huge underdog on the road. It's hard to walk away from that one now that I think about it.
It is, and it isn't though. Like because like I said, this Pittsburgh defense, no one forgets how bad they are just because they've had some good outdoor cold weather games. This is a defense that could easily be torched for 400 yards against this high potent Detroit offense. I do think Rodgers could keep us in. I do think offensively, Pittsburgh's offense actually has weapons that can attack this putrid Lions secondary.
Simon, we got the Rams and the Seahawks playing. We got the Bears and the Packers playing. But to me, the most marquee, interesting, what the heck do we do with these teams matchup is the Jacksonville Jaguars as 3-point underdogs at the Denver Broncos. 2 quarterbacks that we have loved to fade all season long. They have been proving us wrong recently, playing lights out. Bo has clearly done it against better competition as of late in more challenging circumstances. Trevor is just coming off literally the game of his life. What did he have? 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. What I can't grasp here is the Jaguars have been doing it against terrible competition, right? Or injured competition in the Colts. The Broncos have been doing it against good competition. What I can't figure out right now is for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, how much of it is he's finally figuring out what Liam Cohn wants from him. Liam Cohn is finally putting Trevor in positions to succeed because he knows Trevor's strengths and weaknesses. The Jacoby Myers trade, which I think has unlocked a ton of potential for this Jaguars offense, and the level of competition. I want to be on the Jags here, and I can't in my head or in the numbers figure out which one of these is true and which one I need to emphasize.
Yeah, maybe we're both biased to Bo Nix because I have this at -3.5 for Denver, but I still want to be on the Jaguars. I have no idea why that is. It's like Why can I not commit to Bo Nix and this Denver team? Like, clearly they're the better team here. This Jaguars team, like we've talked about all year, they are good, but they beat up, it feels like, on bad teams. And even looking back, like you said, through their schedule, I don't know when it was. Maybe it was early November. I remember them beating the hell out of the Chargers. Like, they beat the Chargers 35 to, I don't know, 6 or 10. So they have beat good teams in this little streak they're been on. But for me, it feels like a type of game that's going to be a coin flip. So I want to back the dog in that spot. And I see both quarterbacks having to have a letdown. Like, Bo Nix, that game he had last week, I've seen him have that game and then have total meltdowns the following games. Like, he just gets too full of himself. And this Jaguars team, as good as Trevor Lawrence was in that game, a lot of that was scheme. Like, guys were honestly wide open. And, his last touchdown, I think, was a dump off to Travis Etienne, and he took it like 70 yards. So, his numbers are a little bit inflated, but I don't think Liam Combs is going to let his head get inflated. So I do like the Jags here. I can't believe it, because it's like the number. My model says take Denver, and I know they're the better team here, but it's just it feels like it's too many points. +3. This Jaguars team is good, man. Like, they are they're going to be a tough out. It feels like come January. So again, it's not just the offense. Their defense, I think, is better than people realize. So. Yeah, I might be missing the mark here for sure on Bo Nix here, but I can't believe it. I feel more confident in this Jaguars team.
Well, let's let it play out. We don't have to commit at this point. We got a minute to sort of examine a little bit more our minds. There are certain games where we've changed our minds this year, and this could be one of them. Las Vegas at Houston. Houston is a 14.5-point favorite. Everything says bet the Raiders. Like, the way the Texans are flying, the terrible loss that the Raiders just came off of. They're going to have to blow up that entire franchise. They got they are just they got Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and they got nothing else of any import whatsoever. They might have to get rid of Pete Carroll. They got rid of Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, I think, in his last 25 games as a professional coach, was 4-21, either as offensive coordinator or head coach, and hadn't scored over 30 points in any of those games. So this offensive genius thing, it didn't work. Isn't this when, and I'm not saying we have to, but isn't this when you're supposed to bet the Raiders?
Yeah, and it was the lesson Chip Kelly didn't learn in Philadelphia. In the NFL, the players do matter. Like, you can't just get rid of everybody and think, no, it's me and the scheme. No, it's always going to be about the players in this league. It's just the talent level is that high, and the coaching is what changes it and takes it to another level. So, looking at this Vegas team, like you said, this is the exact spot. I know people don't want to hear it because I told them about their money line last week. I'm betting the Vegas money line again. Like, this is just – we've seen it. These late season huge dogs, they randomly upset these high-flying playoff teams who just overlook them and have a letdown game. It's just human nature. So, can Houston beat them by 14.5 points? Of course. I mean, the Raiders just got shut out against the Eagles. And I think
look just what happened this past week with all the huge favorites. They all won.
Yeah, that's true. They all covered.
Except for Seattle against Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and that was crazy win by them. That in another life, the Colts definitely win that game. So I get it. People are probably sick of this one. I have a feeling they'll come Sunday. I might be talking chat and trying to take the Raiders at +14.5. It's just
talking me into it. I just said to you, don't we have to take the Raiders? You're not talking me in anything. I'm sitting here in Vegas. I'm
saying on Sunday. I don't know if you're going to you're saying that right now. It's a lot different to put it in the actual contest, being like, yeah, we are really, really putting the Vegas left for dead team against the best defense in football in the contest. So we'll see.
Yeah, right now, I think our 5 is going to be the Giants, the Jets, Cleveland, the Raiders, the Cardinals. It's going to be a fucking blast on Sunday. All right, let's talk about some primetime games. First of all, Sunday night, New England at Baltimore. Baltimore's a 3-point favorite. I'm saying it now. Chad's Choice, presented by Hard Rock Bet. It's going to be the New England Patriots. I'm jumping on the New England Patriots bounce back bandwagon. But, you gave us your shame on you to all the cocky Patriots fans who victory lapped in the first half of that Buffalo Bills game. You may not know the first victory lap was by former Patriots quarterback, now announcer, Scott Zolak of the Patriots Radio Network. Listen to what he said on the air in the middle of that game. This is what Simon was talking about.
Give the Travion, runs in the right side. Starting, accelerate past the 40, 35, 40. Touchdown, Patriots!
If you're a Buffalo Bills fan right now, what are you thinking? Your window is closed. There's a new AFC East champ, and they wear all blue here today. This is out the gate.
God bless him. For the record, he was apologetic. He did do a mea culpa in his radio show because he might have just jinxed the Patriots right there. But you and I bet the Bills in that game, and we still didn't think, oh my God, we're out of it because they're up 21-0 in the first half. Apparently, he wasn't paying attention to the fact that the Patriots had the best point differential in the first half, and the Bills have the best in the second half, and that continued to play out. But look, this is a bounce back spot. And if you talk about two teams that are going in opposite directions right now, the Ravens are reeling. And even if they're winning, they're still reeling. And what they did against the Bengals, to me, is not an indication of, oh, yeah, they're all of a sudden in a better position. They may still win this game, but I think it's going to be a very close game. And I like the Patriots' ability to bounce back when they absolutely have to. They got to win this game to stay in contention to win this division. I'm going to trust Mike Vrabel here as an underdog. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and it's great test for this Patriots team where, not that we've been just never ending beating them up about how easy their schedule is, but come on now, like that's just everyone's talking point. They've had an easy schedule, and it's been nice. They have a real good test here before the playoffs to see what this team is and if they're for real. They failed the first test right in December. That was, like you just said, that was lined up perfect for them. They had their foot on the throats of that Bills team. And just like their fan base, who knows what happened at that halftime, but they came out and just did not make the right adjustments. And this Bills team did, and they dominated. And it's another test of a veteran team with a veteran former MVP quarterback that they're having a down year, but they have the guys, right? The Ravens have the talent to be a good team and win this game, but they just have not been playing that way this season. Even that Cincinnati game, Cincinnati had so many opportunities to win and steal that game, and just Joe kept giving it away. I'm going to trust Drake May to bounce back. I know it's crazy, but it's like every game, the more I watch, the more I become a believer of Drake May and his playing style. And, the MVP stuff, that might be out the door now at this point if these other veteran quarterbacks like Josh Allen or Stafford keep playing at such a high level. But this is the type of game that gets him right back into it if he wins it, right? This is a really good test for him and a game that they must win. So I'm with you. Matchup-wise, breaking it all down, can we be a little patient and see who the Patriots are getting back? If that's going to be a big deal defensively, sure. But I just think this is the type of matchup where Ravens defense is suspect to me. I know they got their shutout last week, but I still think the Patriots with McDaniels are going to be able to move the ball here. So I am shocked this number's up to +3. And I'm looking forward to hearing what the pros are thinking of this one because it's all early Ravens money right now. And we might be the public side with this Patriots side, but I think the public's right here. This is too big of a number for this Patriots team.
Last game on the board, the San Francisco 49ers visiting Phillip Rivers in his second start as a 44-year-old grandfather, nearly pulling off the upset last week. The Indianapolis Colts are 5.5-point underdogs. It almost feels low to me, to be honest. Like the Niners should be the side here. We got the excitement. We got the Phillip Rivers bounce. He did some things. Now defenses have seen him. He's having a hard time throwing that ball, as we discussed on Sunday night. The Niners, to me, have been a much more competent offense than the Seahawks have been the past few weeks. Comparison to comparison, even level with full roster, Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle, all playing. I like the Niners here.
Yeah, not sure what to do with this one. Just worried a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of the Dallas Vikings game where I talked that was a primetime trap. This has primetime trap written all over it. So I am hoping this number goes up. It is going up. Like you said, there were 5.5s out there on the San Francisco side, and it's gone up. A lot of books now are popping up to 6.5. So think your early read's right. The professionals are joining you on this 49ers team. I have so many questions about this 49ers team. I know they've been playing really well and they've been winning. Their offense is in full click mode. But I don't know. There's something just off with me about this 49ers team. So I think you're right where I'm going to dive into the numbers and I'll see it. This is going to be probably a better side to be on, this 49ers team. So if we have to give an early bet here, I'll join you on this 49ers team. But it's really about the number. I'll grab the 6 now because I think it is. By the time we do Thursday show, it is up to 6.5, maybe 7. Just because I don't know who's betting the Colts. Who is backing the Colts here? That's what I'm interested to find out. So if I get clearance that there's no wise guys hammering this Colts side, mean you were stepping in it, I'm happy for us to be back in this one, even in the contest. Because I'm like you. It's like 49ers offense, they should roll this Colts defense. And we've seen it solid defensively. He's, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's making that defense work, and they scheme it up. And now you think, another week of tape on Phillip Rivers, I think it's going to help him, where you saw what they want to do, right? It's just run the ball and keeping all the balls close, because once he did try to push the ball downfield, you saw there's no power behind the throws. The ball fluttered too much. So maybe I'm overthinking it, and we should be hammering this Niners team. But like I said, it's so early in the week here. I just want to make sure I'm not stepping on this Niners side.
All right, look, we got a lot of games to review on Thursday once we get more intel on who's going to be playing in the games, once we get some feedback from the wise guys. Chad's choice was New England +3. Simon Says was the New York Football Giants +3. But we're waiting on a lot of intel here, because right now I do not want to go into Sunday betting the Browns, betting the Raiders, betting the Giants, betting the Cardinals, betting the Steelers, betting the Browns. So hopefully we'll get some intel that will make us want to believe in some teams that we actually think have a chance to win those games on the following weekend. All right. This has been Sharper Square, part of the Volume Podcast Network. We will be back on Sharper Square, YouTube, and on the audio platforms on Thursday. We'll have our head-to-head battle. We'll do our Brass Balls Bet of the Week. So much more. Watch or listen on YouTube at Sharper Square. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, download us from Spotify, Apple Pods, wherever you get your pods. Rate, review, subscribe, leave us 5 stars. Say whatever you want. Feedback is a gift. Until next time, love you.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. We're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. I like this kind of party, baby.